Einen wunderschönen guten Tag, meine Lieben, und herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Folge von Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. Muss man erstmal kurz gucken, wo ich hier noch was finde. Und noch mehrere Spuren, Spuren. Hier noch irgendwas? Gerade mal nicht. Ich muss hier lang. Doch gar nicht. Jetzt nicht, dass was sein soll. Wo hier was ist, mehrere Spuren, aber Radspuren. Da muss ich doch noch irgendwo was weiterhelfen. Komisch, komisch, sagt komisch. Ah, hier ist es.
Traces. Let's take a closer look.
Dann schau dir die mal genauer an. Wo sind die Spuren? Ach, hier.
The vehicle would have been heavy, as these tracks are quite deep. These traces are relatively fresh and were made by a large truck loaded with materials. The traces found at the disassembled shed near Evesham and at the lake were from the same vehicle.
Soll ich hier noch was erfragen? Kann ich ja theoretisch eigentlich bei dem einen Mann da tun. Was ist das? Okay, da war ich schon. Da noch nicht. Nein. Ist auch nicht mehr lang. Also kann ich nur noch hier zurück. Den Mann da das erfragen hier, was ich noch gefunden habe. Dann sehen, was ich tun kann. Guten Tag. Kannst du mir was erklären oder erzählen?
It appears that there was a small warehouse near your station and that it was disassembled. Why is that?
It was burgled overnight about 2 weeks ago. The police have already started their investigation, but I doubt that they'll find anything.
What was inside the warehouse?
Nothing of value. A few hundred feet of standby rails and some spare railway parts. But it wouldn't be easy to steal all of that. Why would anyone want to?
See you later, my good man.
Wieder. Heiß zum Steinbruch. Jemand hat die Schienenteile gestohlen, um vorübergehend das fehlende Gleisstück vom überfluteten Steinbruch zu ersetzen. Okay. Bitte den Zug. Dann ist der Zug nicht versteckt, sondern das war Sabotage. Kann ja jetzt keine andere Möglichkeit sein, oder? So, jetzt habe ich alles hier. Okay. Super, dann sind wir da. Wurde versenkt. Der Zug wurde im überfluteten Steinbruch versenkt. Weiter. Oh. Ja, da ist noch was mit B. Oh, mal kurz. Alles. So. Ah, okay, das ist einmal gleich zu den Minen und gleich Steinbruch. Ja, eigentlich. Nein, das kann nicht sein. Und doch das. Lösen Sie das Rätsel. Robinson, das ist. Gelassen. Mexikanische Falle. Die Mexikaner haben dafür gesorgt, dass die Schienen an Bord des Zuges geblieben sind. Aus diesem Grund wurden alle Fahrgäste bis auf die Schienen aufgefordert, den Zug zu verlassen. Und jetzt kann ich das auch entscheiden, was dahin kommt. Mexikanerzug versenkt. Es war sorgfältiger geplanter Mord. Die Mexikaner erinnern und versteckten den Zug im überfluteten Steinbruch, damit keine Spuren von ihrer Tat zurückblieben. Blinde Justiz. Das Verbrechen der Mexikaner hat viele Leben gekostet. Kontaktieren Westray, damit die Polizei laut und schnell ihre Arbeit machen kann, selbst wenn es zu einem internationalen Konflikt kommt. Sache der Politik. Solch eine kriminelle Organisation greift man nicht frontal an, sondern mit Fingerspitzengefühl. Lassen Sie Mycroft das Problem lösen, auch wenn er dafür längere Zeit benötigt und es für seine Zwecke ausnutzen dürfte. Ach. So mal Sache der Politik. Ich nehme jetzt das hier. Genau, ja.
Then the case is solved, Holmes. What do you intend to do?
Well, I shall require assistance for the arrests. There were accomplices.
Ah, but I know that look. You have your own ideas. What are they, Holmes?
On the one hand, we have the local constabulary and advice from our friend Lestrade. The problem we have there is that the authorities seem to be incapable of acting quietly. They rely on brute force. It could result in an international scandal. Our other option is Brother Mycroft and his tedious political games. He will locate the guilty parties without any trouble, but it will be a long and drawn-out process, and possibly with some compromise that will be to Mycroft's benefit. But I think I'd prefer to give Mycroft a chance. We should overlook our personal differences on this occasion.
Let us go home, then. I'd like to begin writing a draft of this story.
No, I did not say that we had finished here yet.
Well, all right. What did I miss?
Watson, we know that the Barkazas Company directors were drowned in the flooded quarry, along with the train and Robinson's prototype. But we still need to corner the guilty party.
But how do you intend to prove... Oh, no. Please don't tell me we have to dive into the lake.
Huh. You may rest assured that I have a far better idea. We have only to use our corrupt Doncaster station master as bait. He will unwittingly trap our Mexican friend.
Of course, you already had a plan. I shall follow you, Holmes.
Well, the case is solved, and we shall be heading home. And may we have 2 tickets to London, please?
Right away, but... Wait a minute. You've solved the case?
In a manner of speaking, can you believe that the rescue service miraculously saved one of the Chileans who were on board the train? The police have ordered his immediate escort to London on the next train.
He pulled through, then? He's alive?
Yes, by extreme good fortune. His condition is quite serious, and the method of transportation has its risk, but he will be held securely by the doctor and police officers. The gentleman carries some vital information on this case. I am sure of it.
Ah, really?
Your station will be famous, Mr. Duff. The journalists will be here before you know it. Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
Gentlemen, you are under arrest.
Caramba! You traitor! You double-crossed me!
Wow.
Good shot, Watson. I always knew you were a talented marksman.
I didn't want another life lost in this case, Holmes.
Oh my God! I thought I was a dead man.
You shouldn't be so glad about it. You'll be up before the judge.
Your testimony will be of great importance to the investigation. I would remind you that your cooperation will be the best way to ease your sentence. By the way, Watson, would you be so kind as to give me some shooting lessons later on?
Yes, but not in our sitting room, and not with you wearing a blindfold.
Okay, so. Es war sorgfältig geplanter Mord. Die Mexikaner töteten die Chilener und versenkten den Zug im überfluteten Steinbruch, damit keine Spuren von der Tat zurückblieben. Der Dammbruch spielte ihnen dabei in die Karten. Sie benutzten ihre eigenen Wagen, um den Zug auf das Wasser zu schaffen und versenkten ihn dann im überfluteten Steinbruch. Einen Teil der Schienen entfernten sie, um die Tat zu vertuschen. Solch eine kriminelle Organisation greift man nicht frontal an, sondern mit Fingerspitzengefühl. Aus diesem Grund wurde entschieden, die Sache überlassen. Gefundene Hinweise 23, Schlussfolgerungen der Mexikaner hat den Zug versenkt. Die Entscheidung war als Sache der Politik. So, jetzt gucken wir mal, ob das richtig war. Okay, wir hatten 23 von 23 Hinweisen sogar richtig gehabt. Sag ich mal, genau, den Mexikaner haben den Zug versenkt. Ich weiß gar nicht, ob das jetzt unbedingt schlimm war, aber egal, dass ich jetzt die Justiz nicht genommen habe, sondern Sache der Politik und dann Entscheidung bestätigen. Ja, ich bin bereit, das zu bestätigen. Ihre Einstufung ist wieder neutral. Fallstatistik, Spieler mit derselben Lösung für den Fall 70%, Spieler mit derselben moralischen Entscheidung 62%. Alter, jetzt kommt das Blutbad. Ach, es ist immer so ein bisschen schlecht gemacht, dass ich jetzt immer wieder so gesehen, wenn der erste Fall abgeschlossen ist, wir sind jetzt beim dritten Fall, das Blutbad sogar jetzt, dass wir immer noch so gesehen in der Mitte wäre schöner, wenn es manchmal dann gleich Ende wäre, aber ich möchte das Video nicht nur 10 Minuten lassen. Deswegen. Ich finde meine 20 Minuten.
Holmes, what happened?
I feel deathly.
And you look it. Let me examine you. Please don't tell me that you've returned to your old habits.
Nein, habe ich nicht.
The pupil is dilated.
Symbolen. Na. Hier hinten. Ah, ich sehe doch was.
The temperature appears to be normal. I need to concentrate and count the heartbeats.
Ach so. 7, 8.
A weak pulse, around 50 beats per minute. But you're dying, Holmes. Your pulse rate is dropping. We need to get you to the hospital immediately.
The antidote. Give it to me.
The antidote? You mean that you're poisoned?
Now. Please.
Here, drink it all. Don't tell me that you did this to yourself.
Hemlock and datura. I was compelled to.
Holmes, imagine if I'd not returned home when I did. What might have happened?
I knew that you would.
Mr. Holmes, Inspector Lestrade is here to see you.
Mr. Holmes is unable to see anyone at the moment. He is unwell.
A good day, Inspector.
Ah, Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to find you here. I need your help. This is a strange one. We have brought in 2 young bankers from the city, sons of lords, members of the chamber, and so on and so forth. They were found stranded in a rowing boat that was drifting on the Thames.
A romantic escapade with an unhappy ending, Lestrade.
What? Well, yes, they were both in the bath, but what?
As I said,
And they were tied together.
you are lacking in imagination, Inspector.
Well, no, I'm not. Anyway, there was a banner flapping about in the boat with the RMS Oceanic printed on it and signed by the Merry Men.
The Oceanic. Isn't that the largest steamer ever built?
Yes, and these 2 young banker chaps are sons of the owners of the White Star Line, the company that built it. There are rumours of corruption.
I'm not interested in politics, Lestrade.
I'll keep it then. Here's another one that's a bit more complex and maybe to your liking. It's a murder, but we're unable to find any weapon. We haven't touched anything. It's at the Roman Baths in Strand Lane.
A murder, a vanishing weapon, the Roman baths. That's for us. Watson, fetch your hat.
What a beautiful place.
With a dreadful murder. The body of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe is still in the steam room. It has not been touched, per your usual instructions, Mr. Holmes. I shall be waiting for you here, but please hurry.
Verdächtige.
Are you able to identify the men who were with the victim in the steam room?
Yes. The manager of the bath, Sir Gregory Pitkin, a lad from the City Council, Garrow, and an archaeologist by the name of Blinkhorn. I think the plump one, Garrow, did it. He doesn't seem right in the head.
Well, we shall see.
Zeugen.
Was there anyone else here, apart from those gentlemen in the steam room?
Yes, a Mr. Phillips. He was the one who called the police. He'll be able to give you more details.
die Tatwaffe.
You found no murder weapon?
No, and that's why I called you. All three witnesses and the victim were locked in when the murder occurred, and they remained so until we got here. We even had to pick the lock to enter.
I see.
So, jetzt der theoretisch noch mit ein paar anderen. Ja, erstmal.
The steam room's on the other side, Mr. Holmes.
Ist noch einer? Mit dem rede ich noch mal kurz.
Good day to you, Mr. Phillips. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my colleague, Dr. Watson. Would you be so kind as to answer our questions?
Certainly, sir.
Was ist geschehen?
Please tell us the chain of events from the start of your day. Everything that you can remember. The slightest detail may be of importance.
Very well, sir. I came in at 6:30 this morning, and I opened the baths. I made sure that the room was clean, and I prepared the towels. The brazier was still burning.
There was a fire burning all night.
Yes, Sir Gregory ordered me to light the brazier yesterday. It takes some time until the room is fully heated. The gentleman had a meeting at 9 o'clock this morning. I wanted everything to be perfect. They'd been in the steam room for 20 minutes when I suddenly heard shouting. I ran to the door, but it was closed. I couldn't open it. So I ran out to the street to call for the police. One constable came up, and then there were others, and they picked the lock. Then Inspector Lestrade came along, and he told us that nothing should be touched.
Aber das andere Besucher.
Did you receive any other visitors this morning?
No one. Until these gentlemen arrived. Sir Gregory was the first. And then, while we were discussing work details, Sir Rodney and Mr. Blinkhorn arrived, and Mr. Garrow followed.
What happened after that?
I waited until they'd all entered the steam room, then I returned to the hall. The changing room door was open, so I should hear if they needed anything.
You would have heard if someone had entered or left the steam room.
Certainly, sir. These doors make a lot of noise.
Das untersuche ich dir noch mal kurz. Ah, hier ist. Ja. Kann ich gar nicht sehen. Und was habe ich hier noch? Weil bei Aufnehmen ist Telegramm. So, war schon. Weg. Das ist noch Aufgabe. Versuchen den Tatort und die Thermen von St. Lane. Finden Sie die verschwundene Tatwaffe, mit der Sir Rodney ermordet. Kann ich denn jetzt hier rein? Hier.
Frigidarium.
Der Raum ist der. Konnte ich gar nicht mehr anschauen, okay. Also in dem Sinne, das machen wir dann halt im nächsten Part hier. Die Mordwaffen suchen. Ich hoffe, euch hat das Video gefallen. Wenn ja, lasst mir gerne ein Like da. Abonniert gerne, wenn ihr diesen Kanal, wenn euch der Kanal gefällt und keine weiteren Videos verpassen wollt. So, dann wünsche ich euch alle noch einen wunderschönen Tag und ciao.